Hi, I'm Susan Duhan Felix, and this is Bay Area Artbeat. We have some wonderful, wonderful guests today. The first being Anna Halpern, who's been a dance teacher of mine for a long time, has done some very wonderful things. You're going to be 98 soon, right? You're going to celebrate your 98th birthday soon,
That's right.
So do you want to say something about your whole career in dancing, or still working at 98? That's pretty amazing. Or do you want to talk to us about the planetary dance, which when this goes on the air, Anna, it's going to go on after the planetary dance, but tell people about
I've been dancing all my life. And I think if somebody were to ask me what I would like to leave behind as a kind of a memory, it would be the planetary dance. And the reason is because it's the first time in history that I know that a dance is being done in 46 different countries. Now, to me, that I'm filled with wonderment. Like, what is it about this simple dance that has connected with so many people around the world? And I came to the conclusion that what made it significant to people was that it was a dance with a purpose. It wasn't just to entertain, it wasn't just purely aesthetic, but it had a real person and a real purpose.
Yeah.
And that's true of all tribal dances.
Yeah.
Like let's take the American Indians, for example. There's a tribal community near the Sea Ranch where I have a house. And what keeps that group connected to their culture are their dances.
Yeah.
And why is that? And so I remember when I was just in high school, I was intrigued by anthropology, and I was reading this book on anthropology, and he said that dance was the mother of all art. And that captured my imagination, because I was already dancing by then.
Yeah.
And I was saying, what does he mean? Dance is the mother of all art. Well, for years, that statement has stayed with me. What does that mean? Well, it simply means that your body is your instrument. No other art form is dependent on their whole body to be their medium of expression.
Yeah.
And so your whole body is who you are.
Yeah.
It's how you feel, it's all your memories, it's all your reactions. And so that has propelled me to maintain that image that dance is the mother of all arts. So that's very much influenced the way that I've worked with my media. And one of the most interesting aspects of it for me has been something that that's called the planetary dance. And we do it now every year.
Yeah.
And it's for everybody.
Yeah.
Families come. It's for older people. It's for children. It's for everybody in the family, because it's something that is so simple. It's based on pure task movement that anybody, and even if you can't walk or run, you can always just stay in place and clap.
Great.
So it's inclusive. It includes everybody.
Yeah.
And now that simple dance that we do, as I say, is done in 40 different countries around the world. Our latest one was China.
Wow.
So now China's doing that.
Great.
So it's a very simple dance based on walking or running. And before you do it, you're sitting in a circle. You've been brought into a circle. And you've done a warm-up. I've asked people, let's just get our bodies ready. So instead of, warming up on the piano or on your violin, you have to warm up physically. So here we are, and we're outdoors, and we're in a big meadow, and we're in nature. So what is nature? Well, it's the sky. So how do you feel that nature in your body? So it's up. Well, what's up? Well, let's exaggerate up. So let's lift up. What does that feel like when you're up? Now, what are you standing on? It's earth. So how do you feel that earth? So how can you feel sky and earth? So we begin to explore very everyday movements. You don't have to have any previous training to be able to say, oh yeah, this is the sky. Oh, this is the earth. And then we do little tricks to engage people, like, you know, I'm 98 years old and I'll take a step and I'll say, I'm going to be earth. And I pick out the biggest guy that we're working with. We'll work with maybe 100, 200 people. You come over here, put your arms under my armpits and try to lift me. He can't budge me because I've learned how to let my body drop into the earth. So you see, these are things that anybody can do, but they don't do things like that because it's not really part of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
But when I teach, I try to teach exercises, not prescribed, not like yoga or like any particular style, certainly not my personal style or anybody else, to teach each person how to use their body as an instrument.
Yeah.
And so this is, the first thing is polarities. You have right side, you have left side, you have mother, you have father, you have sky, you have earth. So if you look at it, you can look at everything in your life as a polarity. You have good, you have bad. So can you feel that physically in your body?
Yeah.
Now, if you feel it physically in your body, what are the feelings that go with it? So we call this, in developing our bodies, we call this proprioceptive system. You have a proprioceptive system, which just tells you, oh, now I'm flexing my elbow.
Yeah.
Now I'm turning. That's your proprioceptive. That tells you what you're doing.
Great.
And then you have your kinesthetic sense, what is different than the proprioceptive. So the kinesthetic sense is, oh, when I do this movement, I'm making a circular movement. Or when I'm doing this movement, I'm making a spiral movement.
Yeah.
So that's a different sensory system.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to turn that into dance, how does that, those two systems move into dance, which is an art form?
Yeah.
Oh, if I do this slowly, I have an emotional feeling that says, greetings, I see you. And if I do this, and I just change the speed, I feel frightened.
Yeah.
So now when you add emotional or imagery, then it becomes art.
Yeah.
So when we look at dance from a very naturalistic point of view rather than a stylistic point of view, then it's for everybody.
Really, it was a pleasure talking to you.
That was fast.
It was. I don't.
That was fast.
Yeah. Is that? Nobody came and gave me a signal, but it seemed like it was.
What?
I think we've done it. Edie Hartshorn, welcome to Bay Area Art Beat. It's a pleasure to have you on the program. Edie is a wonderful artist, painter, poet, healer, many things, and she'll tell us about some of them. Edie is a wonderful artist. I try to get people here who are doing free events, and the event that she's going to tell us about is going to be a free event. So pay attention and maybe go to it. I try to get tell us about it, Edie.
Thanks, Susan. It's just great to be here with you.
And the event that she's
yes,
going to tell us
this
about
event
is going to be a free
is
event.
on June
So
10th.
pay attention
and it's
maybe go to
a
it.
poetry
Tell us about it,
event that takes place on the second Sunday of every month at Britt Marie's restaurant on Solano Avenue in Berkeley. And it's poetry and also art and sometimes music. Britt Marie's is now run by a wonderful man named Timo, and he's dedicating his work and the restaurant to community events. So this particular event on June 10th, where there'll be 3 poets reading, is also featuring an art show. And I'm the artist, one of the artists. And the second artist, the second art, is put together by a wonderful new project called Vision Quilt. And this shows quilts made all over the country, quilt panels, and with the intention of preventing gun violence. It's called Vision Quilt. Together we can prevent gun violence. So the quilts that will be shown, the panels, are done by youth all over the country, incarcerated youth. They're done in public health centers. And the vision was that Kathy DeForest, who started it, the vision that she had when she began thinking about, heartbroken, thinking about the shooting in the schools. She remembered the AIDS quilt.
Great.
22,000 pounds of quilts made all over the country.
Yeah.
And she began this project. And people are making these quilt panels in schools.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a little cold.
I got a big cold.
Yeah, it must be thinking about the kids and the gun violence.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
I got a big cold.
yeah, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And Britt Maries and the owner are committed to using poetry, art, and music for well-being. So on June 10th, that's what we'll be doing.
Great. Great. It's really, it's wonderful that people are thinking about the arts in terms of ways to deal with gun violence and with violence. And certainly people in the arts are so concerned about this. People are thinking about
Last
the
month we
arts
had
in
Lester
terms of
Chambers
ways to
on,
deal
and
with
he's
doing
doing
work
work
with kids about this. And it's
certainly people
I think that I think the kids are speaking, and I think we have to listen. I went down University, driving down University Avenue, a really pouring rain day, and I saw these kids standing on University Avenue with their signs in the pouring rain. It's just, we've got to listen. We've got to listen.
Well,
And I saw these kids standing on University Avenue with their signs in the pouring rain. It's just,
and I just wanted to
we've got to
hold
listen.
them up.
Yeah.
This one was made by a group of people in Chicago, including young kids from the South Side, and teachers, and health professionals.
Yeah.
And it was made and sent to the Parkland School. And on it is the name of every child who was killed,
Wow.
and their age.
Yeah. Yeah.
This second quilt panel, this was also made in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And this was made with a group of high school kids.
Yeah.
And the panels have also been made with incarcerated youth.
Yeah.
And this is the portrait that this young man made of what it's like to live in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then this one, this young man made of what it's like to live in Chicago.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
This panel was made by a grandmother.
Ah.
Can you read it aloud?
Yes. We can create a world where your Second Amendment rights don't trump my grandchild's right to live. It's possible. Really beautiful.
So
We
this
can
quilt was
create a
made
world where your
by a
Second
grandmother who was
Amendment
in a
rights
group
don't trump my
making
grandchild's
art
right to
and
live.
concerned
It's
about gun
possible.
violence.
Yeah. Really beautiful.
And her kindergarten grandchild was visiting her. And she said, "Honey, what did you do in kindergarten today?"
Yeah.
And the child said, "We had a lockdown." A lockdown.
Yeah.
Gun
Terrible. Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. Terrible.
And the grandmother was so upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
So
Yeah. Beautiful.
No kindergartner should have to have a lock.
No, nothing should, no school, nothing, really.
So
Yeah, that's
these panels are all over the country,
Yeah,
in community
no,
groups,
nothing
and
should,
churches.
no school, yeah, nothing, really.
And anyone can make them.
And are you going to be showing those at Brett Marie's also?
Yes, there'll
Great.
be 16 of them.
Great.
With all the stories of the kids, adults, grandmothers who made them.
Well, great, Edie, it's a great project you're involved with, and it sounds like a great event, and I hope it goes really well, and I hope that people will come by and see it. And it's wonderful to know that Brett Marie is repurposing itself. I mean, that it's doing like an art center. That's wonderful, community center. So good luck with your event, and thank you for coming on the show. Repurposing itself. I mean, that it's doing like an art center. That's wonderful, community center. Rafael Jesus Gonzalez, welcome to Bay Area Art Beat. It's a real pleasure to have you on the program. And Rafael is the first poet laureate of the city of Berkeley. And Mayor has announced that he will be poet laureate for another year. So he's going to be our first poet laureate for 2 years. And in September, there'll be an official proclamation. But right now, I am breaking the news. This is big news, guys. I'm breaking it.
Well, thank you, Susan.
Rafael, it's a pleasure. Rafael, do you have a poem you'd like to read?
Yes.
And do you have anything you want to say?
Yes, well, as you know, I was born and raised right on the U.S.-Mexican border,
Yeah.
the El Paso, Juarez area, and consequently, I write all my work in 2 languages.
Good.
The poem I will read was dedicated to your last guest, Edie,
Anna Halpern.
Ann Halpern,
Great.
and it's entitled Medicina es el Monte, para Anna Halpern. Es medicina el monte, medicina los árboles de arbustos, la hierba que lo visten. Las rocas cuentan largas historias en sus voces calladas. Son medicina las nubes que vagan entre las cumbres y medicina los arroyos y el canto de las cascadas, y el silencio del venado y el grunir de la puma, y el parloteo de las aves. Medicina la lumbre del sol que nos calienta, y medicina el aire y el viento, la merced de la lluvia. Respira bien las aromas que las abejas conocen, y saborea las mieles. Es medicina también los colores de las flores. Trata de ver por sus ojos y escuchar con las orejas grandes de las peñas. Es medicina tocar los musgos y los helechos. Todo, todo te llama para el sanar. Bebe profundamente de todo que la montaña te ofrezca. Si la medicina te dice que cantes, canta. Y si te dice que bailes, baila. La medicina es para tu sanar. Medicine is the mountain. And of course it refers to our sacred mountain, Mount Tamalpayas, for Anna Halpern. Medicine is the mountain. Medicine the trees and the shrub, the grass that dress it. The rocks tell long stories in their still voices. Medicine are the clouds that roam among the summits, and medicine the streams, and the song of the cascades, and the silence of the deer, and the roar of the cougar, and the chatter of birds. Medicine the fire of the sun that warms us, and medicine the air and the wind, the mercy of rain. Breathe well the smells the bees know, and relish the honey. Medicine is also the colors of the flowers. Try to see through their eyes and listen with the large ears of the boulders. It is medicine to touch the moss and the lichen. Everything, all calls you to healing. Drink deeply of all that the mountain offers. If the medicine tells you to sing, sing. And if it tells you to dance, dance. The medicine is for your healing.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poem, Raphael. This is the first time I've heard that poem.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we might have time for another. Do you have a short poem?
A short poem?
I love the poem, The Space Between Us.
Which one?
The-
The space between us. Yes. El espacio entre nosotros es sagrado. Para cruzarse, pies desnudos, las manos elevadas. Para cuando van una vez cruzarse, las huellas de nuestro peregrinaje brillen en la oscuridad y alumbren nuestro encuentro con luz brillante y fija. The distance between us is holy ground, to be traversed, feet bare, hands raised in joyous dance, so that once it is crossed, the tracks of our pilgrimage shine in the darkness, and light are coming together in a bright and steady light. And that's what we have to do as a nation, come together in a bright and steady light to dispel the darkness that holds sway over
Beautiful, I
us.
love that poem. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Is there, do you have any readings scheduled in the near future?
Readings in the near future? I don't have my calendar
Yeah,
with me.
okay.
I do have several, but I can't.
Yeah,
remember
we'll let
now.
people know about the City Council meeting in September if they would like to come and support you when you're reappointed Berkeley's first poet laureate. You'll still be its first poet laureate. Oh, you will always be its first poet laureate, which is
Well,
great.
thank you.
Which is great.
Yeah, I do have a poem, a reading from the Pandemonium Press readings in the first Wednesday of August, which be Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Oh, great,
thing.
great.
And then another, the first Wednesday of November, which will be the Dia de Muertos, the Days of the Dead reading.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm glad people got a sample of the poems you write if they haven't heard them before. They're fabulous. So thank you for being a guest today. And I want to tell people that we're going to put a graphic about the Bay Area East Bay Open Studios. Open studios are all free and open to the public. There's just tons of them. You'll see the address, the website on the material that'll be on the screen, and anybody is welcome to go. You meet the artists, you see their work. It's a very, 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 very wonderful experience, and it's often in the artist's studio, in their home. It's worth going. So if people have the chance, check it out. And thank you again for being the guest on Bay Area Arts Beat. And I look forward to seeing you at the City Council in September.
All right.
Honor you one more time. Thanks a lot, Raphael.
Well, thank you.
I think I'm finished. Oh, God. I hope they got everything.